Hi, welcome to Jan and Tim's house for chair yoga. I bet you're happy to see Trainer Tim today.
Hi guys.
And I'm Tim's wife, Jan, and I am a certified yoga instructor. So I'll be leading you through the practice. But Tim is going to mention a few important things about range of motion before we get started. Take it away, Tim.
You betcha. Remember guys, just like we've done in class, you want to have your feet about hip width apart. You're going to be sitting up with good posture. Remember what your limits are in range of motion. If you want to take your unaffected hand and raise your affected hand up so just where it's comfortable, don't push it too far. And remember, rate of perceived exertion, this is going to be easy, so you're probably not going to get too tired or worn out. But other than that, I'm going to turn it over to Jan. I'm going to follow her.
Thank you, Tim. So this is a gentle chair yoga class, and there's only two things I ask you to remember besides the things that Tim had mentioned, is that you always listen to your own body and you stay connected to your breath. So if I'm guiding something that is taking you out of your comfort zone or range of motion, you always listen to yourself first. So let's begin by feeling our feet connected to the floor beneath us. And you'll see that our feet are lifted on a cushion. That's so that you can see the full range from our feet to the top of our head. You want to feel your hips grounded in the chair that you're sitting in. And then imagine that you're just lengthening the spine. So you're coming to a taller posture without over exaggerating or lifting the shoulders. You want to lower the shoulders down. And then you want a comfortable position or neutral position for your chin and neck. So I think of the letter L, and I just take my index finger and I place it right under my chin. So this is neutral, and this is where we want to stay unless I'm guiding you to lower your chin or lift and look up towards the sky or go right and left. So let's place one hand on our belly and one on our heart. And you can see Tim and I wore our gratitude shirts today. And in every yoga class, we usually have something that we focus on that allows us to feel good. And so we chose gratitude. And I want you to think about something that you're grateful for today, whether it's your warm cup of coffee, whether you looked outside and the sun was out, or whether you're in this class together. And maybe it's because you see Trainer Tim today. And then let yourself smile when you think of that. And we want to imagine that when we breathe in, that we're breathing in a feeling of gratitude. And as we exhale, we let that feeling of gratitude just flow through every cell of our being. So let's take 3 breaths. Breathing in through both nostrils. As you exhale, separate your lips and exhale with a sound. Breathing in. Once more. And just for a moment, just pause. And see if breathing like that made you feel a little more grounded. Then let's bring our palms right on the top of our legs. And we're going to have an outdoor theme today. We're going to think about things in the springtime. And so we'll be thinking about outdoor flowers or trees or the sun, different things like that. But before we get started, we want to make sure that we bring some circulation and movement to our legs. So we're going to lift one knee, maybe just a few inches, maybe just a half inch, maybe higher, and then lower that foot down. And then lift the other foot and lower down. So as we're doing this, we're keeping our hips connected to the chair. We feel our spine long, without being rigid. And our gaze is forward, if that's comfortable for us. And then maybe you think about the grass beneath your feet. And maybe it's a day where you can feel the grass come around your tennis shoes or maybe on the bottoms of your feet. And we're going to lower both feet down to the ground and just wiggle our feet from side to side. Maybe curl the toes of one foot or go back and forth. And then make a little movement in the feet, lifting the heel, lifting the toe, anything that feels right to your body so that you can begin to feel sensations in the lower leg. And then let those feet come to stillness. And then we're going to take the right leg, we're going to lift it again, and then we're going to press that right heel out. We're going to point and flex that foot. And remember the tips that Tim gave you in the beginning, whether it's a side that's been affected, you listen to your own body. So some of us may be sliding the heel on the carpet rather than lifting the heel. And then we're going to make little circles with that ankle, only if it's comfortable and right for us. And then we're going to let that foot come back and rest. Once again, reconnect with the foundation under your hips, and we're going to press the opposite leg away or slide that heel away. We're going to do the same, pointing and flexing. And then we're going to make little circles here. In one direction, and then in the opposite direction. And then we're going to lower that foot back down. Then we're going to bring both legs out, if that's comfortable, or the unaffected leg. And your heels can be on the floor this time. And we're just going to lift maybe a few inches and lower down. Now, for those of you who have done a lot of chair yoga and your range of motion is strong, you can lift a little higher as long as you don't lose your posture or the foundation under your hips. So we're lifting and lowering. We might imagine that we're sitting outside on the step or on a bench out in the yard, and we're just looking at our toes, lifting and lowering. And then bring both bottoms of your feet back and allow them to feel grounded. We're just going to shift a little bit from left to right. Just feeling the motion. Our hips are grounded, our feet are grounded. And then we're going to play just a little bit. We're going to pause right in the center, and we're going to move to the right, and we're just going to make a little circle. So working with our core in the chair is actually very, very advanced. Even for people that have practiced yoga for a long time, you can get some of your best core work here. And then we're going to pause on one side, and we're going the opposite direction.
And remember to keep your core tight.
Strengthening that core. And then we're going to come right to center. We're going to press our hips into the chair. We're going to lengthen the spine. We're going to lower our shoulders. And then one shoulder, we're going to lift up and lower down. Opposite shoulder. Listen to your own body. And then alternate from side to side. We're not moving really fast today. We're not working really, really hard. We want movement, activity in the body. Create circulation, release stress. And then pause right here, lowering both shoulders. We're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to gently turn our head to the right. And then inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Listen to your body. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. So we're going to bring our fingertips down towards the ground and we're going to play a little bit. So imagine that we're all outside and we begin to look down at the grass. So we're going to bring our chin towards our chest without raising our shoulders. So we're actually stretching the back shoulder, the back of the neck. And we're going to start to see something moving out there. It's a butterfly. So there's a butterfly just kind of floating right above the grass. And we're going to begin to watch it, and that butterfly starts to fly up right about to chest height. And then it's rising up over our head. We're going to gently look up. And we're going to notice that, oh my goodness, the sun is out and the sky is blue. And then we're going to watch that butterfly come back down to the ground. And then we decide that we want to play too. So let's bring our head back to center. We're going to start to wiggle our fingertips. So our fingertips are pointing in the direction of the grass or the ground. And then we're going to pretend like our hands are like little butterflies. And so we're going to just wiggle those fingertips. Maybe we're just doing one side. And then see where that butterfly can go. Maybe the butterflies are flying together, so you use both hands. Maybe they're flying in different directions. Maybe your butterfly flies over to one side and one to the other, and then make any kind of fun movement that is right for your body.
And when you're doing this, watch that butterfly. If they move up, you're watching them.
Yes.
Keep your eyes on them.
Perfect. Let your gaze follow your fingertips. So you might even just lower your fingertips down without leaving the chair. And then let those fingertips come back up. Little butterflies. And then let the butterflies stop right at shoulder height. You can also lower them down if it's more comfortable for your shoulders. And let those butterflies come to stillness. And just notice if you feel like any tingling, any energy flowing through your fingertips or circulation. And let's make a few little circles here. And then let's lower those fingertips back down towards the ground. And then we're going to just kind of lean over to the left. And we notice that over there, just a few feet away, is a little mound of flowers. And we see that there's different colors there. And then we're going to start looking around to see if there's any more flowers. So we're keeping our hips grounded. We're looking over to the right. And then we're going to look a little further. So we're letting our gaze go further out. And we're going to go to the left again. And then we notice all of a sudden there's actually some flowers right in front of us. So there's 3 flowers in front of you. What color are your flowers? And we're going to have one hand stay by the base of the chair. And we're going to reach out that left hand. And we're going to be able to reach that flower. And we're going to lift it up just as high as we can. Some of us may stop right here. Some of us may lift it higher. Doesn't matter. But we're beautiful. But we're letting our gaze follow that flower. And then we want to smell the flower. And then we want to look at the flower. And then we want to smell the flower. And we want to look at the flower. One more time. Smell that flower. Look at that flower. And then show everybody your flower. You can strengthen that core when you're doing this and press your hips down into the chair, feet connected. And then let's lay that flower right in our lap. So we're going to take the other side, or you can stay with this side if you want. Now let's all go to the other side. So we're going to get another flower. So if we need to use our unaffected hand to get the flower, we're going to take that flower. And then we're going to take the unaffected hand and place it under the affected side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to let that flower, we're going to look at it. We're going to smell that flower and then bring it back out. And then smell that flower again and show it to everybody. And let's smell that flower one more time. And then we're going to show that flower to everybody. And so for the next 3 breaths, I want you to move with that flower. Maybe you're wanting to look at it up against the sky. Maybe you're wanting to go from side to side. Maybe you want to stay right in the middle and press your hips into the chair and engage your core and do a little core work there. And then we're going to lay that flower down. So with either hand, we're going to pick the last flower and just notice what color it is. It's a little bit lower, so just see if we can all grasp that flower and then bring it up, noticing what color it is. Same thing on this side. If we need to assist the affected side, we're going to let it go along for the movement. We're just going to help it out by lifting it up and looking at it, lowering it down, engaging the core. We're going to smell that flower at least 3 times. Inhaling, sharing the flower. Inhaling, sharing the flower. And then we're going to bring that flower down. We're going to pick up all 3 flowers. And you're going to bring them forward and decide who you want to give these flowers to. So picture somebody that you would like to give flowers to and just hand them to them. And then bring your hand back to your lap. Beautiful. You guys did great with that. And so one more important thing in the springtime are trees. So let's imagine that we're giving a hug to a tree. So what would that look like for you? Would you just use one arm and bring it in? Would you use both? Or maybe you bring one hand close to the trunk and hug it with the other. However you're doing it, we're just going to open our arms. Our hips are still connected towards the chair. And we're going to open and close a few times. So this is like doing a cat-cow in yoga. We're engaging the core, rolling forward. We're broadening the back. We're opening our heart center. We're strengthening the low back. And then bring your palms back down to your lap. So we're going to come into a chair tree pose where we want to feel really grounded under our hips and under our feet. But we're going to use our arms. So you can do this a couple of different ways. You can cross the unaffected ankle over the other foot, making sure that both feet are grounded. Or you can keep your feet hip width apart and let that be your foundation or trunk of your tree. And then we're going to begin to inhale, fingertips up of one hand, fingertips up of the other hand. Or I want to describe a tree that we have in our backyard. It's going to be beautiful when it's fully grown, but it has one trunk that goes this way and one that goes this way. And so if that's your tree today, that's perfectly fine. And then imagine that there's a little breeze. And so we want to work our core a little bit. We're strengthening our arms because we're lifting them. You might even see if you can spread the fingertips of one or both hands wide. And just let that tree move in the breeze a little bit.
Draw that belly button in, keep your core tight.
And just go from side to side. And maybe your tree goes forward and back a little bit. So this is great core work. And then you can balance out by doing the opposite. Or find your tree. I want you to find your tree. And I'll tell you a little bit about the tree pose in yoga. It's actually the combination of strength and serenity. And so you see a trunk of a tree that has grown for many, many years, and it looks really, really strong. But if you come close to it and you look at the leaves or you feel a breeze, you can see how delicate the leaves are and how it softens your gaze. And we're just going to breathe right here. I want you to think about your most favorite tree. Find your tree pose, whatever that would be for you. And we're going to do 3 of those breaths that we did in the beginning of the class. Long, slow inhalation, exhaling with a inhale. Inhale. One more time. Let your palms come back to your lap. One hand on your lower belly, one on your heart again. And I want you to think about the gratitude you had in the beginning of the class. Or perhaps you have another one. Maybe it's just coming together and doing this class, even though we're all in our own home. Modern technology allows us to connect with each other. And breathe into that gratitude. And throughout the rest of your week, may you pause and take a deep breath. And let yourself think of something that you're grateful for. You might even think about the corners of your lips and turn your lips up into a smile. And then let that feeling of a smile flow through every cell of your being. So as we end this class in yoga, many times we send blessings to each other. So Tim and I would really like to thank you and send blessings to you. So you can either keep your hand right on your heart, or if you practice yoga regularly, you can bring your hands in prayer position, or if you just want to try it. And we use a word, namaste.
Namaste.
Which basically means I honor the light in you as well as in myself. So thank you for letting me be your guide today. And thank you, Trainer Tim, for your tips on the core and everything we need to be safe.
And thank you, Jade.
So, before we leave, Tim has something that he wants to share with you. And so take it away, Tim.
Remember this. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting to the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. Come on, sing with me. Chorus. We are the champions. We are the champions. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Take it away, Jason.
And remember,
You
are a
a
champion.
champion.
Bye-bye.
Where's the joke of the day?
Oh, hey, while I turn off this video, hey, Tim, where's the joke of the day?
Oh. Haha. Bye, guys.